I'm Anil Kumar. In this example, we'll try to understand what quartiles are, what is interquartile range, and we'll also refer to the box and whisker plot. This question is from the previous test paper. I'd like you to pause the video, read the question, answer, and then look into my suggestions. The question here is, median, which is also referred to as Q2 or the second quartile, was 80, Q1 first quartile was 65, Q3 was 90 for a class. Describe the following scores in terms of quartiles. So we have scores of 20, 60, 70 and 86. Let us begin with what we are given. We are given median, which is also treated as Q2, right? So Q2 is equal to, let me write the number just under it, which is 80. Q3 is 90. Let's say this is Q3 for us. Q3 is 90. Q1 is 65. This difference is 10. That is slightly more. So let me just increase this distance relatively. So it becomes 65. So these are our quartiles. Now we'll first sketch a box and whisker plot. So quartiles give us the boundaries, right? So they are the boundaries for first, second and third quartiles. Q1 is right there. Q2, let me just draw a line here. Okay, we are referring this to box and whiskers, so let me just make whiskers also. Let's say this is what we have. Now in this particular diagram, we know that the middle portion is called the interquartile range, right? So this center portion is interquartile range, right? So this is from, let us say, difference between Q3 and Q1. That is, interquartile range gives you the spread, right? So this is also the spread of the data, right? We also know like how closely the data is clustered around the median from the interquartile range. Now the idea is how to find these two values. These two values represent the lowest and the highest datum, right? So let me write down the terms here. This is called the lowest datum and this one is the highest datum. How to calculate these? Now this is kind of important to answer our question, since we could have few terms which are outliers, right? So which are outside the main kind of data, right? To calculate lowest and highest datum, we need to find what interquartile range is. So let's begin by finding interquartile range first. So let me write down here interquartile range. That is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 90 minus Q1, which is 65, and that gives us 5 and 25. Correct. So 25 is interquartile range. To find the lowest datum, we take away 1.5 times this range from Q1. It is Q1 take away 1.5 times interquartile range, right? So let's calculate this. Q1 is 65, take away 1.5 times 2.25. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's use the calculator to find the answer. So we have 65 take away 1.5 times 25. That in decimals gives us a value of 27.5, right? So this value really helps us to figure out if there is an outlier or not. Let us also calculate the highest datum also. I'm taking this opportunity to explain some terms which will help you in your own questions, right? So here outside Q3, beyond Q3, that is the upper range, right? We also call them as, let me use those terms also. I didn't want to use, this is central half. We know we are not really dealing with halves, but the term is central half, and that is the upper half. And this one is the lower half. So let's find the upper half. So it is Q3 plus 1.5 times interquartile range, which is 90 plus 1.5 times 25. Let's calculate this also. Okay. So we have 90 plus 1.5 times 25. It gives us, in decimals, 127.5. Okay. So we know the lowest and the highest data. Now I think you are equipped with all the information which you need. Let us now answer the question. So what do we want to figure out? Describe the following scores in terms of quartiles. So we have to write Q1, Q2, Q3 and outliers, right? So now we can clearly write down our answer. The first one here is 20. We know this lowest bound figure which we got is 25. So this is 25. 20 is somewhere here outside. Do you see that? So we'll call this as an outlier, right? So this is outlier. So that is where it belongs to. 60 is a number here on the left side of 65, right? So that is our lower half, and lower half is represented by Q1. So this belongs to the first quartile. 70 is the number which you'll get in here, right? 70. So 70 is in the interquartile range, and every number within this box is associated with the median, the second quartile, right? So it gives you the spread around the median. So it'll be Q2. 86 also happens to be within this box. Everything within the box will be associated with the central half. Right, so we'll associate Q2 with it, right? So that is kind of very important to understand. So that is how you could actually answer the question. A number which is beyond 90, let's say 95, 96 or 100 in this particular case, will be associated with Q3, the upper half, and a number beyond 127.5 will be an outlier in this particular case. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope with this example you have understood clearly how to sketch box and whisker plot and how to read the data or describe it in these terms. I'm Anil Kumar. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.